record this computer. Okay, so we go with this keyword in Java. What is this? Okay, what is this keyword? This keyword in, write down heading, this keyword in Java. What is the this keyword? Actually guys, when you create object, so for that current, how to create object? We always create object by using new keyword. Yes or no? We always create object by using new keyword followed by class name. Let's suppose class is test. By using test like this, we'll create object. So the moment you create object will be created, and we will refer some reference, like we'll point some reference variable, or we'll give some name of that object. That is called reference variable. If you don't give any name of that object, then by default compiler will give some name of that object. That is called this. Actually. So this will point to the current class object which is going to be execute. What is the current class object? Currently which object is going to execute? Okay. Okay, guys, whatever syllabus I am taking one by one only. Okay, just go ahead. So what is this? When you create object, let's suppose class name is what? Test. So this is what? Object creation statement. The moment you write this statement, new test is a class name. Okay, so one object will be created. So if you are not going to give some name of this object, who will give the name of this object? Compiler will give some name to this object. That is called this. Actually, this will point to the current class object which is going to be execute. What is the current class object currently in use? This keyword will point to that current class object. Or you can say that, so actually this keyword will hold the memory address of the current class object. It will hold the memory address of the current class object like a reference variable. If you create any reference, like if you create t as a reference variable for this, okay, for this object, user defined reference variable, so this t will hold the memory address of this object. This is called name of the object. Okay, t is the name of the object. That is called reference variable. Similarly, this is the name of the object. This will point to the current class object which is going to be executed. But this is a predefined reference variable, and this is the user defined reference variable. This is the small t is the user defined reference variable. So what is the definition of this? So it is a keyword in Java. Simply, it is a keyword in Java which is used to point current class object. Okay, so this is a keyword in Java. Simply, it will point to the current class object which is going to be execute. Okay, this class object is going to execute. It will point to that current class object which is going to be execute. Simply. Okay, this. So, or you can say that. So it is a predefined reference variable. So what is this? Is a predefined reference variable which holds, actually every reference variable holds memory address of an object. Similarly, this is a predefined reference variable which holds memory address of an object. Okay, current class object, it will hold memory address of an current class object. Let me show you practically. So just go to this class. I will create class and will show you practically. Okay, this is my class, and class name is what? Test. If you create object of this class, I will create a user defined reference. Okay, small t is the object name. That is called user defined reference variable. If you display this, reference, so simply what will happen? This statement will create an object. And it will point t is the name of that object. This t will hold the memory address of that object. If you display just t, it will display the memory address of this object. Okay, So this T will display the memory address of this object. So simply same, if you use, we have a test method. Can we use this like this? Okay. So if you use like this, only this. So as you know that as this will points to the current class object. This also will points to the current class object. So currently used in object, which is the object in use. So this is the current class object. This also will points to the current class object. Who will initialize this reference? Compiler will initialize this reference. That is what it is called. So predefined reference variable. Who will initialize, like who will create this reference? User created this reference. That is what it is called, user defined reference variable, and this is called predefined reference variable. Both will hold memory address of the current class object. Both will hold memory address of the object. If you call this test method, how to call this test method? Just use, this is called method calling statement. But which method calling statement? Instance method calling statement. We always call instance method on memory object. Okay, this is called instance method calling statement. So the moment you call this instance method will be called. Okay, so let me write for understanding this instance method got executed or not. I will write instance test method started. Okay, and we'll write instance test method. Once we display the memory address, we'll write instance test method ended here. So this is called method calling statement. The moment you call this instance method, first your execution will start at main method. Okay, the moment you create object will be created, and this T will points to that object. Okay, as well as this also will points to the current class object, which is going to be execute. Okay, so the moment you display this T, it will print the memory address of this object. Okay, the moment you use this statement, this will call instance method, which is called test method. Instance method will be started. Again, this will print same memory address as like we have displayed here. And again, instance method will be ended here, and this cursor will return control back to the colon statement. And finally, your execution will stop at main method. Execution will start at main method, and execution will stop at main method only. Let me compile this application, and we'll check is it really this is a predefined reference or not. So first, use this command to compile javac test.java. Test is the application name, that is what. And to execute Java, what is class name? Test. So you see, so both the time test@hashcode is nothing but this is memory address. Test@hashcode is nothing but memory address. Okay, and this is instance method get started again test@hashcode. This memory address and this memory address, check both are same or not? Yes, both are same. This is what user defined reference which holding the memory address of the current class object. Similarly, this is the predefined reference which holding the memory address of the current class object. It means if you don't initialize, okay, if you don't use reference variable, or if you are using this, then this will be treated as a predefined reference variable. Reference variable. Am I clear here? Any doubt? This is a keyword in Java which is used to represent current class object. Okay, current class object which is going to be execute. What is the current class object which is going to be execute? Or we can say that, so it is a predefined reference variable which holds memory address of an object. So to prove this, we'll take the example. You write down this application. You see, you can call this instance method on nameless object also. This is what user defined reference. If you don't want to use this user defined reference, you can call that test method on nameless object. This is called nameless object. Okay, on that nameless object also you can call, this is called object creation statement. It will create the object. First, the moment it will create object, this statement will create the object. Okay, first of all, the moment it will create object, this is what nameless object. User didn't give any name to this object. So then compiler will give the name to this object, that is called this keyword. Okay. So on that nameless object, you can call, like on this memory address directly you are calling this test method. This test method will get called. So this instance test method will be start. The moment you display this, it will print the memory address of this object. What is the memory address? So class name @hashcode. The memory address it will display. Class name, what is the class name? Class name @hashcode it will display. That is called memory address. So let me check. For this example, on nameless object, can we able to call instance method or not? First compile it by using this command javac test.java and run it, java test. You see? So actually it's running previous one. Let me save this. First save it and then compile. First compile and then run. You see the instance method got started on nameless object. The moment you display the this will point to that object, and then instance method got ended. Am I clear? Like this. This is the output we are getting. So like that we can prove that this is a predefined reference. This is a predefined reference. Yes. There is a one issue with this keyword here. What is the issue? You see, if you create object, as you know that this is the instance method, right? On instance area, you can able to use this keyword. But you see, if you create object, the moment you create object, what will happen? This is nameless object. Nameless object. Yes or no? This is nameless object. For this object creation, what will happen? An object will be created, and if you are not giving any name to this object, then this will point to that object. Actually, this is a current class object. That is what? This will point to that object. If you try to use this within static area, main method is a static area. Yes or no? Main method area is static area. Within this static area, if you try to use this keyword, what will happen? You will get compilation error. Just because of that, you can't use this keyword inside static area. Okay, don't have a permission to come in static area. Actually, you got a ID and you have a permission only for 2 classes, but you can't enter into any other class. Similarly here, this doesn't having a access for other area. Like in static area, you can't use this keyword. If you try to use this in static area, you see you will get compilation error. First I will clear all and let me compile. So it will stay. You can't use this in static context. When you compile, you see error at Java line number 6 in class test.java line number 6 error non-static variable this is non-static variable. Okay, cannot be referenced from static context. It's saying you can't use this non-static. This is a non-static members of the class. You can't use these directly in static area. You will get compilation. Okay. So write down for this, just write down. We can't use this directly in, we can't use this in static area. Just write, we can't use this in static area. In static area. As this is a instance members of the class, and can be used only within instance area, Write this application. for next rule using this. You see guys, by using this we can able to access, this is a predefined reference. This is a predefined reference. You know, by using user defined reference also you can able to access static as well as instance members of the class. Let's suppose this is your static variable, static string name. So this is your static variable. Version, okay, as well as you have an instance variable int id, or I will say roll number 111. Okay, so this is what, let's, I will take public void this method. This is what instance method. As you know that if you don't have any static keyword with the method, then that method will be treated as instance method, and that method area will be treated as instance area. Okay, instance this method. Okay, I will say instance this method. So similarly we can take static. I will take this one method. So this is my, if you use static keyword with the method, then it will be treated as static method, and that method area will be a static area. Okay, so we can able to access, this instance members of the class, as well as we can able to call this instance method as well as static method. Okay, instance method as well as, let it be, this is instance test2 method, or this 2 method. Okay, so instance this method I will take started, this instance started, and within this from this instance method, by using this keyword, can I able to call static this one method? Yes, we can able to call static this one method. So simply this is called, it will call static this one method, and static this one method logic will be executed. Once the static this one method logic will get executed, again cursor will go to the calling statement. By using this keyword we can call this dot instance method also. Okay, so simply this statement it will call, this statement will call, okay, this two instance method. Once the instance method logic will get executed, again cursor will go back to the calling statement. As well as from directly in instance area we can access static members of the class, like static variable system dot, by using this keyword. What is the static variable we have? So this dot name, this is the static variable, as well as we have this dot roll number instance. Okay, roll number. Okay, by using this. So guys, what will happen when you try to access static members of the class? You know, static members of the class will get loaded into common memory of the class. This is called common memory of the class. So what are the static members of the class? You know, this true method is the static, as well as name variable is the static, as well as main method is the static. They all will get loaded into common memory of the class. But we have a object memory. The moment you create object, within this object memory only instance members of the class will get loaded. Like this method is the instance, as well as this one is the static. Okay, this two is also a instance method, as well as roll number is also an instance. All this will get loaded into object memory. Actually this and these two are the instance, this and this two, and here main method, main, then after that this one and name, these are the static members of the class. The static members of the class are belongs to class memory. Okay, when you try to access the static members of the class with any reference variable, so it may be a predefined reference like this keyword, or it may be a user defined reference. Okay, so what will happen during compilation time? First compiler will check this method or name variable in object memory. But the compile, just because of that, this will point to that object. Okay. So then during compilation time, compiler will check in object memory. The compiler won't get found this method as well as name variable. So then compiler will automatically goes to the common memory of the class, and the automatically conversion will take place. Whatever variable you have accessed by using this keyword, whatever method you have called by using this keyword, which was static, they will automatically convert into what? Class name dot variable name as well as class name dot method name. Like that, they will get called. This is called conversion will take place. Here internal operation will happen. Okay, this is what name is the static variable. So conversion will take place. What is the class name? Test dot variable name, as well as when you call this two method is this one method is a static. Here also conversion will take place. Class name dot method name. Okay, so to call this instance method, let me create object. Object will be created. I will create nameless object and will call this method. On nameless object, I am calling this method. Object will be created. We are not giving any name, user defined name to this object. Simply the moment object will get created, this will point to that object, current class object. This is a predefined reference. On that reference, okay, from this instance area, we are calling instance method that is called static method that is called this one, instance method that is called this two. This is the this, as well as we are accessing instance static variable name and instance variable roll number. Okay, so let me compile this application. So let's compile it and check the behavior of this application. So run. You see, instance method started, static this method executed, instance this two method executed, variable got printed, variable got printed. As well as if you want to see, if you want to close this, check instance this method ended here, you can display that. So for every method, we'll return control back to calling statement. You see, instance this method started, static this one, instance this two, variable instance method got ended. Okay, like that. Okay, write down. So we can access static, we can access static as well as instance members of the class. We can access static as well as instance members of the class by using this keyword. We can access static as well as instance members of the class by using this keyword. Only within instance area. Only within instance area. Okay. Write this application. So this is how we can use this keyword to call, but only within instance area. So can we use this keyword? You know, constructor execution is depends on object creation. The number of times you create object, that number of times constructor will get executed. But we can use this keyword to call same class constructor. To call same class constructor, we'll use this keyword. Let's suppose this is a constructor. So this is constructor name and class name must be same. This is how many argument constructor? This is 0 argument constructor. This is 0 argument constructor. I will use here. Okay. This is my 0 as user defined constructor. Okay. So similarly, I will create one more constructor. One more constructor. Okay. So I will take, this is my one argument constructor. Okay. We'll take one argument constructor and this is what two argument constructor. So string yes, comma, int a. Okay. Two argument. So all this constructor execution depends on object creation, but we can call, okay, if you create one object, one constructor can call, okay, one constructor can call another constructor by using this keyword. But how to call? You see here, if you create zero argument object, the corresponding constructor will get executed. Zero constructor will get executed. If we create one argument object, the corresponding one argument constructor will get executed. If you create two argument object like that, what is the two argument object? Like is accepting one string value and one integer value. So like two argument constructor will get executed. So for every object creation, the corresponding constructor will get executed, as you know that for this concept. Okay. So what we are expecting here, this is test int, where we have missed, here it is. So let me compile once again. To compile it, just use javac test.java command. Okay, at line number 10. Here is the line number 10 here. Yeah, we missed bracket here. So let's compile. Not an issue. We should have to get error or exception during compilation time and during runtime. Then only we will learn Java. To run it, just use. You see, zero constructor will get executed, one constructor will get executed, and two constructor will get executed. But I don't want to create every time object. Okay. So one constructor can invoke another constructor. This is what this constructor should be invoked. This constructor should be invoked. This constructor. That is called constructor chaining. Can we able to do? Yes, we can able to do by using this keyword. But to call same class constructor, this must be first statement within the constructor. So this is the constructor within this is called constructor calling statement. This is called constructor calling statement. So to call same class constructor, this statement should be first within the constructor. Yes, we have kept this statement as a first within the constructor. But how many argument constructor we are calling? So this is what zero argument constructor we can call by using this statement. Now we want to call one argument constructor. Just use like this. If you want to call two argument constructor by using this one constructor, just use first statement within the constructor. Like I will use version and will use integer value as 10. Okay. So this is also constructor calling statement. Okay, to call same class constructor. This is also constructor calling. Don't require to create multiple objects. Okay. Now what will happen? The moment you create zero argument object, the zero constructor will get executed. From this zero constructor, it will call one constructor. From this one constructor, it will call two constructor. Very first two constructor will get executed. Cursor will goes back to the calling statement. Then one constructor will get executed. Cursor goes back to the calling statement. Then zero constructor will get executed, and finally the cursor will goes to this object creation statement. Okay, it means we can able to call constructor by using this keyword, and at a time we can able to call one constructor. One constructor can call one constructor at a time. You see, very first two constructor will get executed, one constructor and zero constructor. Am I clear? Am I clear with this, folks? Yes or no? Just write down. We can use this to call. Same class constructor. We can use this to call same class constructor. We can use this to call same class constructor. But then it should be very first statement within the constructor. Okay, next line, write down. One constructor can invoke one constructor at a time. That is called constructor chaining. Okay, write this example for better understanding. Okay, what is, you are not using constructor calling as a first statement within the constructor. What will happen? You will get compilation error, guys. You see, so if you use constructor calling as a second statement within the constructor, if you use constructor calling as a second statement within the constructor, so you will get compilation error. So let me use, this is constructor calling statement for one arc constructor as a second statement, and this is one arc constructor. If you compile this application, you will get compilation error. It will say constructor call must be first statement within the constructor. From zero argument constructor, you are trying to call constructor, but it is a second statement. You see, let me compile JavaScript test.java. During compilation time at line number 5, you are getting error. So what error you are getting? You see, at line number 5, test.java error. Call to this must be first statement in a constructor. Call to this means what? Constructor call must be first statement in a constructor. At this line, you will get error, and this is the error. Call to this must be first statement in a constructor. Okay, write this application. If you try to use, if you use this as a second statement, the second statement, okay, to call same class constructor, okay, within the constructor, you just use within the constructor, then you will get compilation error. And what is the compilation error you will get? Here it is the compilation error. Call to this must be first statement within the constructor. One more thing is, guys, constructor call must be from constructor but not from method. So this is like zero arc constructor, okay, zero arc constructor, unless you are using, this is the instance method. From instance method you can use, okay. So if you use as a first statement within the instance method as a constructor calling statement, okay, so this is the constructor calling statement. But if you try to use constructor calling statement within the method, this is also not possible. This is also, you will get compilation error. Okay, if you compile this application, let's see, let me clear first and let me compile. Here also at Java line number 8, you will get compilation error. You see, here's Java line number, call to this must be first statement within constructor. Okay, this is compilation. Write down, constructor call must be from constructor. Constructor call must be from constructor, but not within method. But not within method. Constructor call must be from constructor, but not within method. But not within method. Otherwise, you will get compilation error. Otherwise, you will get compilation error. Write this application. Guys, we can use this keyword to convert local variable into what? Instance names. Okay, how? You see, we have a employee class. Already we have taken this example. Employee class. This employee having a employee name. So at runtime we can initialize instance variable, right? Employee ID, and that's called employee salary. This is the instance variable. So let me use this this constructor, employee constructor. Employee constructor. Constructor name and class name must be same. Employee name, employee ID, employee salary. So at project level, these are the so guys, these are the local variable. Okay, these are the local variable, and this variable will initialize during object creation. Okay, during constructor calling. These are the instance variable. So at project level, we'll keep instance variable name and local variable name, like local variable, both are same. So how we will convert this local variable conversion into instance variable. Always go with this constructor at project level, instance variable. Okay. So to convert this, we will use this dot, just use employee name is equals to, just initialize that employee name. What is the employee name you are getting? Similarly, use this dot employee sal is equals to, what is the employee sal? Just use that. And similarly, you can use this dot employee ID into employee ID. So we are converting this local variable into an instance one. So during object creation, when you call, this is this method. When you create object, you call this, like this constructor will get executed, and this constructor will convert this local variable into an instance one. If you don't use this keyword, what will happen? So first preference will go to this local, and they will not get converted into an instance ones, and you will get a default value. Okay. So let's see. I want to display those values. Let's display those values. This is called employee name. This is what employee name we are going to display. What is the employee name? Just get display that employee name. So employee name, employee ID, and we'll display employee salary. This is employee ID and this is employee salary. Okay, employee salary. Now let me take main method. This is main method, and main method should be always like this. It will always accept an argument of string array, command line argument. So when you create an object, let me create first object, new employee object. First time I will initialize value. Employee name as Vasan, employee ID 111, and employee salary like this. And directly on that nameless object, I will call this method. So first it will create object. The moment it will create object, the parameterized constructor will get initialized. It will pass some employee name is what, Vasan. Okay. Employee ID was 111, employee salary this, and this local variable will be converted into an instance, and this instance variable will be initialized. Okay. Similarly, if you create one more object, just copy this, paste, create one more object. So call this dist method. This is the dist method 112, and this is what 113 ID. This is what Vikas, let's support, and this is what Vaishali. Okay, and the salary for this is what 11, and this is 12. I will. So let's see. Let's observe carefully. So the moment you create object will be created. Corresponding constructor will be executed. So we are passing some local value. Employee name at class level and employee name at local level both are same. But this local variable we are converting into one at class level. Okay. So by using this keyword, this will help us to convert local into a class. What is the application name? Test. Just compile it. What is the issue at Java line number line? Employee name, employee ID, employee salary. Okay, this is what float value. Just use floating point variable. Variable name. What is the type of the variable? Just use type of variable. Now to run it, Java application name is what? Employee. You see, 3 objects we have created. So first object employee name Vasan, 111 this. Second object this. Third object this. But if you don't use these guys, if you don't use this constructor, or if you don't use this keyword, what will happen? Let me comment this 3 line. If you don't use this and you are trying to convert this employee name, the local variable name and instance variable name must be different. Or if you take same name, employee name is equals to employee name, this won't get converted. Okay. Similarly, employee ID is equals to employee ID. Similarly, employee sal is equals to employee sal. So this is the local variable. Same variable you are initializing locally. So this variable will be treated as local. First preference will be goes to the local. For every object creation, we can able to pass the value to this instance variable. But this instance variable not get converted into what? Sorry, this local variable not get converted into what? Instance one. Just because of that. So first preference will goes to the local variable. Okay. And it will be displayed only default value. You should be take instance variable name and local variable name in constructor. That should be different one, or else use this keyword. If you are taking same variable name, instance variable name and local variable name are same, then use this keyword. Otherwise you will get this default value. You see, employee name null, 0, 0.0, null, 0, 0.0, null, like that. Okay, don't go with like that. Due to ambiguity, first preference will goes to the local variable, and this local variable won't get converted into what? Instance. So that's what we are not going for this approach. We'll go for with this keyword to convert local variable, okay, into what? Instance. If both the variable name, instance variable name, and this is what instance variable name, and this is what local variable. Okay, this is what local variable and this is what instance variable. Both are same. Then only the conversion will take place. So let me compile once again. There is the Java line number 16. Here. Use comment here. Compile once again and run. You see, so getting different value. Am I clear? So write down this last example.